The Partridge Family, 1970 to 1974, brought joy, laughter, and catchy tunes to millions, but behind the dazzling curtain of fame lay heartbreaking real-life tragedies. Beneath the cheerful facade of this beloved TV show, darkness loomed over the lives of its cast members, where pain, loss, and unforeseen misfortune. Sudden deaths, devastating illnesses, emotional turmoil, and years of silent suffering, these were the harsh realities some of the show's stars faced once the stage lights dimmed. They brought happiness to households across the world, yet many of them struggled with loneliness, the crushing weight of fame, and tragedies no one saw coming. In this journey, we delve deep into the untold stories of the talented actors who once lit up our screens. Their fates will shock you, their struggles will break your heart, and their stories serve as a chilling reminder of the St. David Cassidy, born on April 12, 1950, was the charismatic young star who brought Keith Partridge to life in the Partridge Family. With his signature shaggy hair, dazzling smile, and undeniable musical talent, he became a teen idol overnight, adored by millions. But behind the scenes, his life was anything but picture-perfect. The son of Broadway star Jack Cassidy and actress Evelyn Ward, David grew up in a fractured family, watching his father's career overshadow his own childhood. His relationship with Jack was strained. His father was openly critical of him, often dismissing David's fame as undeserved. These wounds lingered, shaping his struggles with self-worth. As he soared to fame, his personal life spiraled. Though he had high-profile romances, including with actress Meredith Baxter and singer Cher, true love remained elusive. He married 3 times, to actress Kay Lenz, horse breeder Merrill Tanz, and songwriter Sue Schifrin, but none of the marriages lasted. His only son, Bo Cassidy, was born from his 3rd marriage, but their bond was distant. Financial troubles haunted him, forcing him to file for bankruptcy in 2015. His well-documented battle with alcoholism led to multiple DUI arrests, rehab stints, and a declining career. In his final years, he suffered from dementia, a devastating diagnosis that stripped him of his memories and ability to perform. In 2017, at age 67, his liver and kidney failed after years of substance abuse, and he died in a Florida hospital. His final words, heartbreakingly simple, were, "So much wasted time." Elaine Giftos, born on January 24, 1945, brought charm and charisma to the Partridge Family in her recurring role as Bonnie Kleinschmidt. A trained ballet dancer before she turned to acting, she possessed a grace that translated effortlessly onto the screen. Throughout the 1970s and 80s, she appeared in numerous television shows, including The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Three's Company, and Mad About You, carving out a steady career in Hollywood. Yet, despite her success, her personal life remained a challenge. Her marriage to writer and producer Herb Edelman was a mix of passion and tension, as the pressures of the entertainment industry took their toll. She never quite reached leading lady status, and as time went on, roles became harder to come by. Rather than fade into obscurity, she reinvented herself, becoming a feng shui consultant, a surprising but fulfilling second act. Now in her late 70s, Elaine leads a quieter life, occasionally making appearances to discuss her career but largely staying away from the industry that once defined her. While her Hollywood journey may not have been a fairy tale, she found her own path to contentment. Suzanne Crough, born on March 6, 1963, played Tracy Partridge, the youngest member of the fictional musical family. Unlike her co-stars, she did not seek the spotlight after the Partridge Family ended. Instead, she chose a quiet life away from Hollywood, working in retail management and later owning a bookstore. Despite stepping out of show business, she still carried fond memories of her time on the show and remained close to some of her former castmates. Crough married William Condrey, and together they raised 2 daughters. She seemed to have avoided the pitfalls that often come with child stardom: no scandals, no substance abuse, no dramatic Hollywood downfall. But fate had other plans. On April 27, 2015, tragedy struck when she died suddenly in her Nevada home at the age of 52. The cause was a rare, undiagnosed heart condition, arrhythmogenic right ventricular dysplasia, a disorder that often goes unnoticed until it claims a life. Her sudden passing was a cruel reminder that sometimes, even those who escape the dark side of fame aren't spared from tragedy. Rick Segall, born on March 10, 1969, joined the Partridge Family in its final season as Ricky Stevens, a cherubic 6-year-old singer brought in to add fresh appeal. With his wide eyes and innocent charm, he was meant to be the next breakout star, but the show's declining popularity meant his addition came too late to make an impact. His character never quite fit in, and after the series ended, Rick's Hollywood future seemed uncertain. Unlike many child stars who vanish into obscurity, Rick continued acting, appearing in small television roles before transitioning into a career in theater. However, his personal life has been marked by hardship. Multiple failed relationships, professional struggles, and the difficulty of shaking his child star image have made his journey anything but smooth. In recent years, he has embraced his legacy, performing in comedy shows and making lighthearted references to his Partridge Family days. While he may not have achieved superstardom, he has found a way to navigate life's ups and downs with resilience, proving that not all former child actors meet a tragic fate. Dave Madden, born on December 17, 1931, became a household name as Reuben Kincaid, the often exasperated yet endearing band manager of the Partridge Family. His comedic timing and ability to play the straight man against Danny Bonaduce's mischievous antics made him a fan favorite. But behind his dry wit and on-screen charm, Madden's life was filled with personal struggles. Raised in a strict, deeply religious family, he faced a troubled childhood marked by emotional distance from his parents. His first marriage, to Nina Arnold, ended in divorce, leaving scars that never fully healed. Though he remarried, finding some stability with his second wife, Sandra Madden, the specter of his past always lingered. After the Partridge Family, he continued working steadily in television, with roles on Alice and voice work on animated shows, but his career never reached the same heights again. In his later years, he battled declining health, ultimately retreating from public life. On January 16, 2014, at the age of 82, he passed away in hospice care in Florida. The cause: complications from myelodysplastic syndrome, a disorder that affects blood cell production. His death was quiet, far from the limelight he had once lived in, a stark contrast to the vibrant character he played on screen. Jeremy Gelbwaks, born on May 22, 1961, was the original Chris Partridge in the Partridge Family, playing the youngest son and drummer for the first season before mysteriously disappearing from the show. While rumors swirled about his departure, some claiming he was difficult on set, his family simply relocated, pulling him away from Hollywood before he could fully embrace stardom. Unlike many child actors who struggle after leaving the spotlight, Jeremy never looked back. His life took a completely different trajectory. Instead of chasing fame, he pursued an academic path, earning degrees in business and computer science. He built a stable career in information technology, working as a systems analyst and later in management. Married and living a quiet life far removed from Hollywood's chaos, Jeremy remains an enigma to many fans. While he occasionally acknowledges his brief time on the Partridge Family, he has no desire to return to acting. In an industry known for broken dreams and public meltdowns, Jeremy stands out as someone who left on his own terms and found success elsewhere. Gordon Jump, born on April 1, 1932, was best known for his role as Arthur Carlson on WKRP in Cincinnati, but before that, he made his mark on the Partridge Family, appearing in 7 episodes as various characters, including a grumpy airline worker and a skeptical television executive. Jump had a warm, fatherly presence, but his real-life journey was far from serene. Married 3 times, he endured heartbreak and personal disappointments, struggling to maintain relationships amidst the demands of Hollywood. Though he found success later in life, particularly as the Maytag repairman in commercials, he couldn't escape the quiet sadness of a career that never quite gave him the leading man status he once aspired to. In his later years, he was diagnosed with pulmonary fibrosis, a progressive lung disease that slowly stole his breath. On September 22, 2003, at the age of 71, he succumbed to respiratory failure in Los Angeles. His passing was mourned by those who knew him as a kind and gentle man, one who brought laughter to millions but carried a lifetime of unspoken struggles behind his ever-present smile. Brian Forster, born on April 14, 1960, stepped into the role of Chris Partridge in 1971, replacing Jeremy Gelbwaks, and played the family's young drummer until the series ended. Unlike some of his co-stars, Brian never fully embraced Hollywood fame. Though he came from entertainment royalty, his great-great-great-grandfather was none other than Charles Dickens. Acting didn't captivate him the way it did others. After the Partridge Family, he appeared in a few small television roles before leaving show business altogether. Instead of chasing stardom, Brian found his passion on the racetrack, becoming a professional race car driver. Unlike the chaotic personal lives of some of his fellow castmates, Brian has largely avoided scandal, keeping his private life just that, private. While he remains a nostalgic name among Partridge Family fans, he has chosen a path far removed from Hollywood's glare. These days, he makes occasional appearances at fan conventions but prefers life behind the wheel rather than in front of a camera. Despite his departure from acting, his role as Chris Partridge remains a beloved part of television history. Rosemary DeCamp, born on November 14, 1910, brought warmth and wisdom to the Partridge Family as Grandma Amanda Renfrew in 4 episodes. A veteran actress, she was best known for playing nurturing motherly roles throughout her career, including in Yankee Doodle Dandy, 1942, alongside James Cagney, and as the supportive wife of Dr. Kildare in the classic MGM film series. Despite her serene and composed on-screen presence, DeCamp's personal life had its share of sorrow. She married aviation executive John Scheidler, with whom she had 4 daughters, and while their marriage remained stable, she faced deep personal losses over the years, including the slow decline of her husband's health before his passing in 1998. Unlike many of her Hollywood contemporaries, she managed to avoid scandal, yet she was not immune to heartbreak. One of her most devastating moments came when a deranged fan broke into her home, an event that left her shaken for years. As she aged, she suffered from dementia, slowly losing the sharp mind that had made her such a commanding presence. On February 20, 2001, at the age of 90, she passed away from pneumonia in California. Though she lived a long life, the quiet tragedy of her final years, marked by fading memories and the loss of her loved ones, served as a reminder that even those who play the strongest maternal figures on screen are not shielded from life's cruelties. Danny Bonaduce, born on August 13, 1959, stole the show as the wisecracking, red-haired Danny Partridge, the bass-playing troublemaker in the Partridge Family. While his character exuded confidence and charm, Danny's real life was anything but easy. Raised in an abusive household with a father who tormented him physically and emotionally, Danny found solace in acting, but fame at such a young age only magnified his struggles. As the Partridge Family ended, so did his sense of purpose, leading him down a dark path of drug addiction, arrests, and failed relationships. His personal life was a roller coaster of highs and lows. His first marriage to Setsuko Hattori crumbled, and his second marriage to Gretchen Hilmer ended in a messy divorce after 16 years. His third marriage, to Amy Railsback, a former teacher, has been more stable, but Danny's struggles haven't entirely faded. He reinvented himself as a radio personality, embracing his brash, tell-it-like-it-is attitude, but health issues have plagued him in recent years. In 2022, he revealed a mysterious neurological disorder that left him struggling to walk and function normally, a stark contrast to the energetic child star he once was. Though he remains in the public eye, the ghosts of his past are never far behind. Joseph Veith Perry, born on February 13, 1931, was a character actor whose brief but memorable 4-episode stint as Mr. Jenkins on the Partridge Family showcased his ability to bring humor and depth to even the smallest roles. Throughout his career, he played numerous supporting characters in both television and film, including appearances in Everybody Loves Raymond, The X-Files, and The Twilight Zone. Despite his talents, Perry never achieved leading man status, forever relegated to the background of Hollywood, a fate that weighed heavily on him. Little is known about his personal life, as he kept it largely private, but it is said that he endured years of loneliness, never quite finding the enduring companionship he longed for. As he grew older, he struggled with health issues, and in his final days, he was largely forgotten by the industry he had dedicated his life to. On February 23, 2000, at the age of 69, he passed away in Burbank, California. The details of his death remain sparse, much like his legacy, a talented actor whose name may not have been well known, but whose presence enriched countless productions. Susan Day, born on December 10, 1952, was just a teenager when she was cast as Laurie Partridge, the intelligent and level-headed daughter of the Partridge family. With her striking beauty and composed presence, Susan quickly became a fan favorite, but behind the scenes, she was battling her own demons. Insecure about her looks and constantly under pressure to maintain a perfect image, she developed an eating disorder that haunted her for years. Her romantic life was equally troubled. She secretly harbored deep feelings for her co-star, David Cassidy, but their relationship never blossomed the way she had hoped. Cassidy later admitted to rejecting her, leaving her heartbroken and humiliated. After the Partridge Family, Susan struggled to break free from her wholesome image but eventually found success in the legal drama LA Law, earning a Golden Globe for her performance. Still, personal happiness eluded her. Her first marriage to Leonard Hershen ended in divorce, and though she later married television producer Bernard Safransky, she withdrew from the public eye. Unlike many of her former castmates, she chose to distance herself from the Partridge Family legacy, even refusing to participate in reunion events. Now, she lives a reclusive life, avoiding the spotlight that once defined her, a stark contrast to the glamorous image she once projected to the world. Mitzi Hoag, born on September 25, 1932, played the caring yet no-nonsense teacher Miss Farrow in the Partridge Family, a role that fit her natural warmth and intelligence. Though best known for her guest roles in classic TV shows like Bonanza, The Facts of Life, and The Waltons, she never quite broke into the upper echelon of Hollywood stardom. Despite her on-screen poise, Hoag's life was filled with quiet struggles, constantly navigating an industry that offered few meaty roles for women as they aged. Unlike many of her contemporaries, she avoided the public scandals that plagued so many actors of her era. She married her longtime love, Jonathan Richards, and though their relationship was free of Hollywood drama, it was not without hardship. As the years went on, Mitzi gradually stepped away from acting, focusing on her family and personal pursuits. She passed away on February 26, 2019, at the age of 86, leaving behind a legacy of steady, underappreciated work. While she never became a household name, her presence on screen was always one of quiet strength and reliability, qualities that defined her both in life and in art. Shirley Jones, born on March 31, 1934, was the heart and soul of the Partridge Family, playing the loving matriarch, Shirley Partridge, in all 96 episodes. Already an accomplished actress before the show, she had won an Academy Award for Elmer Gantry, 1960, and dazzled audiences in classic musicals like Oklahoma, 1955, and The Music Man, 1962. But behind her sunny on-screen persona, Shirley's personal life was far more complex. Her marriage to actor Jack Cassidy was filled with passion, but also turmoil. Jack, a charming yet deeply troubled man, struggled with alcoholism and infidelity. Their relationship was marked by highs of intense love and lows of bitter fights, with Jack's temper and jealousy often overshadowing their years together. They divorced in 1974, just as the Partridge Family ended, and 3 years later, Jack tragically died in a house fire, an event that devastated Shirley and their sons. Despite her struggles, Shirley persevered, finding stability in her second marriage to comedian and actor Marty Ingalls. Their relationship was unconventional. Ingalls was loud, eccentric, and unpredictable, a stark contrast to Shirley's graceful demeanor, but somehow, it worked. However, even in her later years, life remained unpredictable. Though she continued working in film and television, she faced personal heartbreak, including the estrangement of her stepson, David Cassidy, who publicly claimed they were never close. Now in her late 80s, Shirley's life is quieter, but she remains active, occasionally making appearances and reflecting on a career that was both triumphant and turbulent. What do you think about the lives and deaths of the actors from the Partridge Family? Who do you remember the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to stay updated with our latest videos.